Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Plasma Defender mod, which is being released by user Degenerate Dak. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the Fallout New Vegas classic, the Plasma Defender, but now here in the Commonwealth and fully integrated in with the Fallout 4 modification system, allowing you to make this into all sorts of different kinds of Plasma Defender pistols, or even carbines, which is pretty darn cool, and I've very much been enjoying my time with this gun so far. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what exactly we are getting with the Plasma Defender, which in its most basic and standard form will do 22 physical damage as well as 22 energy damage using a standard microfusion cell with a fire rate of 40, range of 119, accuracy of 141 for a fairly minimal weight of 2.6. It is a pistol after all. And as you can see here, it is a darn good looking gun. Certainly does look the part for the Plasma Defender, has all the great little details to it, and man, I gotta say, I always did enjoy this gun in New Vegas. It was just such a unique and interesting energy weapon that was always, nice to have around in the Mojave. And now we can have it here in the Commonwealth with plenty of modifications. If I'm remembering correctly, I don't remember the exact number, but there are more than 45 different modifications in here. Like I said, for you to, turn it into different kinds of pistols, or even a carbine, or even a Plasma Defender shotgun, which is pretty neat and I very much do like. All are fun options and pretty darn cool. And thanks to those modifications, of course, you can, up the damage and other specs on this thing to, make this into, I'd say, a very solidly mid-game gun, and even into the early, late game, I'd say, especially with your various perks. It'll last you, I'd say, a pretty decently long amount of time. So how do you get this weapon? Well, first off, our mod requirements. Technically, there are none. There are two different versions of the mod. The one I'm playing with here is the vanilla version, which requires no other different requirements, and will use the standard microfusion cell. But if you like the munitions mod and have that installed, there is also a munitions version that, instead of the microfusion cell, will replace it with the old school small energy cell. So, you got those two fun options there. Now, whichever one you do download, you'll start finding these at level 22 on Brotherhood of Steel, Gunners, and of course in vendors. Now, there is also one unique one out there in the world for you to find, and normally I don't tell you where, but because, I'd like for you guys to go and find them yourself. They're unique and hidden for, your fun. But this one is in a new custom dungeon added in by the mod, which is south of Somerville Place, and kind of neat. I like the idea of putting a unique gun into a fun new dungeon. That's quite nice, rather than just hiding it somewhere existing in the world. That can work lore-wise, but still, new dungeons, always nice things. And yes, with all that out of the way, let's go take a look at what we do have modification-wise over here at the weapon workbench. Starting with the capacitor category, which is your pretty typical stuff for your energy weapons. Got things like beta wave, boosted photon, agitation, etc. On up to the overcharge, which will give you the highest amount of damage between these various capacitors here. And then the barrel category, this is where things get quite interesting, because we have a lot of barrels. We've got the pistol barrel, a double pistol barrel that'll fire 2 projectiles, a quad pistol barrel that'll fire 4 projectiles, and then we go to carbine barrels with, a nice handguard up in the front, where again, just a single shot, but then we got the double shot, and then we go to shielded pistol barrels, double and quad, and shielded carbine barrels with the double. And then back to carbine, we finally do get a quad barrel there, a precision barrel, and a trident barrel, which both of these are actually going to add in more damage, more range, making this into a nice sort of a marksman carbine for your use, which is pretty nice. I do like it. Though I do got to admit, I love the things like the quad barrel, because, well, then you have a Plasma Defender shotgun, and that's just fun. Now then, in the grip category, we've got the standard, heavy, light, comfort, standard stock, heavy stock, light stock, and eco stock, and finally the marksman stock. I think my favorite's probably the heavy stock, because you guys know me, I like guns with wooden furniture on them, and we got some nice wood here. That's just nice. A little bit of old and new, an energy weapon with a wooden stock. That's just fun. Now then, after that, in the sights category, we've got a pretty decent selection here of standard, glow, dot, hollow, reflex, laser, a normal scope, night vision, and finally a recon scope. Now, and finally, we have the module category, which is where you can add a little bit something extra to the gun, where we either have the standard, which does really nothing, a charge module to add a little bit more damage and improve the AP cost, overcharge module for, well, even more of that, a VATS targeting module, and finally a recycler module to, help refund some of your ammo, to let your, ammo supplies last a little bit longer, which is pretty cool. That being said, I don't find this one quite as useful without some sort of automatic version of the Plasma Defender here, which we don't get. They're all semi-auto. So, but, hey, still, you might like the recycler there. But, yeah, I am a little bit sad that there doesn't seem to be a full auto version for this. Would be pretty neat. But, oh well, even without, still lots of fun options. So let's go grab my two modified versions that I made over here and see them in use. I got my Eco Overcharge one right there, my Tactical Overcharge one right here. There we go. Which, oh yeah, what was that? I actually forget. What did the Eco stock do? I meant to point that out earlier, but forgot. Ah, yes. Ammo capacity is better recoil and aim with scopes. Plus, it also does look cool having those things back there. Pretty neat. Whoops, didn't mean to hit escape. Meant to hit tab. There we are. Two buttons very far away from each other on the keyboard, and yet somehow I always seem to mix them up. But alright, let's take a look at the just standard Plasma Defender. And there we go. A good gun, a very nice quick firing. I do love the little lights in the back that go off with every shot. I think that's fun. Just a nice little element to it that's pretty cool. And also you'll notice where the module is down at like the bottom center of the gun, that light also goes off over there, which again, just a pretty neat little thing. A nice little just extra bit of lighting for the gun to make it look a bit cooler. Now, then if we go to our Eco Overcharge Plasma Defender here, this one's more of a sort of marksman kind of rifle that you can use, or carbine rather, but good shooting. And there we go. I like that it has a little bit different of a sound than the standard, which is just kind of nifty. And, just, again, just a nice little change, a nice little additional element. That's kind of fun. And it's just good to shoot. There we go. All right, so the final one here, our Tactical Overcharge Plasma Defender with a quad barrel on it. Basically turning it into a Plasma Defender shotgun carbine, which is weird, but, hey. And it's just nice being able to shoot 4 bolts of plasma at once. And there we go. Then with each one of those bolts doing quite a decent amount of damage, which for that one we were able to get up to 47. For the Eco Charge one, I was able to get that one up to 54 on the physical and 58 on the energy, which without any additional perks is the highest I was able to get these two. But yeah, not too shabby. And with this one, clearing out a room full of enemies with 47 physical and 47 energy, yeah, I think that'll work pretty nicely. I think that'll work pretty well indeed. So let's spawn in our usual friend and playmate here of the Deathclaw and see how it functions against him. Though first, to the cheese spot and fire. There we go. When we actually land all 4 on him, it's actually doing a pretty good, decent amount of damage. And yeah, we've already got him down half. Nice. Well, let's go switch over to our other rifle then to finish him off. I think that'll be perfect. Yeah, when actually hit with all 4 of the plasma bolts, that does some serious damage on him. There we go. Oh god. There we go. He is down for the count. So not too shabby. This one, of course, doing more damage per shot, and if you get each shot on target, it's going to do well. The quad barrel, though, if all 4 of those shots, if you're close range on someone and all 4 land, that's devastating and very fun to play with. But yes, this is the Plasma Defender mod, a very neat little addition into the game. I always do love seeing weapons from previous entries in the franchise being brought to life back here in the Commonwealth. I just find it fun because, hey, those guns are in the world already, why not here? So I enjoy seeing them and having them be a bit upgraded, like with this one, allowing, all the nice modifications that Fallout 4 does bring in is just cool and nice to see. So you can make fun stuff like a Plasma Defender shotgun, which is just great. So if you'd like to see a bit more, check out this mod for yourself, rather, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that, my friends, is going to be it for this one today. Hopefully you all have enjoyed, and you do come back for whatever mod we do look at next. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, we'll have a good one.